In today's video, we are going to be talking money. I want to sit down and tell you guys a little bit more about my personal finances, what I do to save and invest, and where I get some of my different income streams from. And you'll see that a lot of it actually comes from my full-time job, and I think that's just the reality for most people. As much as I want to say that I have an Amazon FBA business that's earning me $20,000 a month, or that I'm making $1 million on crypto, none of that is true.
So sad.
I'm going to go through each of my income streams by order of magnitude, and first one, drumroll please, is my full-time job as a senior associate in corporate development. If you didn't know that already, prior to that I worked in investment banking, and I've been in the full-time workforce for about 2.5 years. Out of my pie of income streams, my full-time income composes 80% of the total. This payment comes in the form of my base salary as well as a bonus that I get from my company. I actually also get an equity component, but I'm going to exclude that for now. So the second stream of income is sponsorships. That's where I think a lot of content creators get the majority of their content creating income. And that comprises about 7% of the total pie. So what that means is I will partner with companies on their product, talk about them in my video, and in return, that company will give me some form of payment. Third source of income is affiliate marketing, and that comprises about 5% of the total pie. What affiliate marketing means is that I'll include a link in my description box below to a product or a service that I recommend, and if someone decides to purchase it, I then get a small percentage of what that company earns. Next biggest income stream is YouTube AdSense. So I first started earning money on YouTube around December 2020, and honestly YouTube AdSense isn't really the best way for creators to make money, but I was so happy to even be making 10 cents from a video because I never expected to even be able to make money from YouTube. So I'm just super thankful that this is even a source of income at all. But YouTube AdSense occurs when you see those advertisements in between or at the beginning of my videos, and I'll typically get a cent or two whenever someone actually watches these videos. Next, we have my investments. Now, investments is tricky because it depends on the market and how my investments are actually doing, but I'm just going to base it off of a pretty conservative number based off of how much I've already invested. So my investments are split up in a number of different ways. So first I have my 401k. This is my savings account that my company matches every month, and I deduct a percentage of my paycheck into my 401k. The way I decide how much of my paycheck to deduct is I look at the maximum contribution. So for 2021, that was $19,500, and I believe I contributed at or close to the maximum for that year. 2022, it's actually increased to $20,500, so that's also going to be my goal for this year. And I 100% know that this isn't possible for everyone. I've been living at home with my family during COVID, and that money otherwise probably would have gone into rent, and it was more of a no-brainer for me to put into my 401k because I don't have that many expenses aside from occasionally eating out with people. That situation's gonna change though once I move into my apartment, so we'll have to see. So for my 401k, I decided to go with a relatively safe way to invest, which is I picked the Vanguard 2060 retirement target and put all of my 401k into that. Basically, the stocks in this fund are going to change accordingly with the target of 2016 in mind for my retirement. Next, I also have my IRA account, and with that too, I just like to max it out every year if I can. Something that I've learned is that you should pay yourself first before your other expenditures. And again, I know that's not possible with everyone, especially considering people who have debt that they need to pay off, family that they need to support. But for me, that's always my goal, to try to max out my IRA and 401k accounts and use whatever's left for food, vacation, other expenditures. In my IRA account, I invest in an assortment of largely ETFs. I also have a variety of REITs in here like Simon Property Group and Life Storage. I decide to invest in the REITs within my Roth IRA account. And for those who don't know what a REIT is, it's a real estate investment trust. The catch though for REITs is that they have to pay 90% of their taxable income as dividends to their shareholders, which means REITs produce a lot of dividends. And dividends from REITs are usually taxed as ordinary income. However, if you invest REITs within a Roth IRA, they're tax-free. And lastly, there's my individual investment account. Individual investment account largely consists of a mix of what I think are high growth tech stocks, and they're just tech stocks that I have a lot of conviction in. And I also have a couple of ETFs as well. I have an auto transfer of $1,000 from my bank account every month, and that will go directly into my individual account, and that account I have in Fidelity. And then I just continuously invest $1,000 every month into the S&P 500. For my single stocks, I've been using Toggle for the past couple of months. They're an AI tool that's super helpful in discovering which stocks I should be buying, when I should be buying in, and they use a variety of indicators and AI and do that diligence for you. Beyond that, they also recently have a partnership with Interactive Brokers. If you're not familiar with Interactive Brokers, it's an e-trading platform. Toggle provides a monthly reimbursement for your trading fees, and their trade options are also only 50 cents per contract. So link in my description box below if you're interested in signing up. And my last investment, and perhaps the hardest to define, is cryptocurrency. To just break down my investments in cryptocurrency, I have about half of it in Bitcoin and Ethereum. They're the largest ones. To me, they're the most stable, as far as stable can go in crypto. I have 30% of my holdings in quote-unquote blue chip crypto. And what that means is that these are just crypto that have been around for a little bit. They're larger and they're a little bit more stable than the thousands and thousands of other smaller crypto. And I have 20% of my holdings in smaller crypto that I believe in. I believe in the vision, the team, and those are a little bit more of a gamble and money that I put in, fully knowing that yes, I could lose all of it, but it could also have a huge return over time. And my sixth stream of income is from Patreon/consultant calls. I offer additional one-on-one calls with people throughout the month, as well as have a bunch of recruiting advice and questions and interview prep on my Patreon. So I'll get a pretty steady amount of income per month through my Patreon and through those calls that I have. And it does take up a decent amount of my time, especially if I'm doing one-on-one calls with people, but I enjoy them. I enjoy meeting you guys. I've had a lot of great conversations. So if you're also interested in that, you should definitely check out my Patreon at patreon.com/AngelaSunX3. My last income stream, and what I think is perhaps maybe the easiest for people to do if they wanted a side hustle, it's selling items. So I sell both pre-loved items as well as slightly higher price designer items that I bought and flipped. I do this through websites like eBay, Poshmark, Tradesy, and this is a pretty inconsistent stream of income, and this makes up about 1% of my total income streams. And you really have to put in a lot of the upfront work in actually making these listings. But once they're up, you just need to package the items and ship it to the buyer. And what I think differentiated myself now versus me 2 years ago when my only stream of income was my full-time income is that if you want to start something and create a new stream of income, you need to put in the work first. I'd say the most important thing is being prepared and actually starting. For me, I never expected to make money through YouTube, and like 4 of my income streams are now related to my YouTube. Really never too late. Put in the time and progress will come. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!